Welcome. This
Welcome.
is a new podcast by Framingham Access.
In fact,
I'm John Jack Spelker. This is
I'm Leo Bovenscholt.
all right, and this podcast is going to be making use of generative AI to help us have prompts and talk.
Now, Jack, what is generative AI?
That's a good question. Let's ask the AI. Let's see what it thinks about itself. What is ChatGPT? Let's see. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot developed by OpenAI that can understand and generate human-like text. That it's based on a type of AI called large language model (LLM). Specifically, models like ChatGPT-4. It even gives a quick breakdown. What ChatGPT can do: it can answer questions, it can write content, have conversations, translate languages, help with studying and tutoring, brainstorm ideas, or solve problems. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It's trained on a massive amount of text from the internet, books, and more. It doesn't know things the way humans do. It predicts what text should come next based on patterns. So it's not really AI in that it's learning, it's that it's basically using pattern recognition. So it doesn't really understand what it's saying rather than just it is doing what it thinks is the common next move.
Kind of like a chimpanzee.
Kind of. It's the whole idea of, you put a million chimpanzees in a room and put them all on typewriters, and one of them's going to write, Shakespeare. It's one of those things, but it's like the monkey is told what to do next by a million different people and just takes the best idea. That makes more sense.
So does that mean that the monkey is therefore smart because it can decide?
I would argue that the monkey is not smart because it's technically not deciding. What it's doing is it's basically being given 100 different possible answers, and it's basically just saying, out of these 100 answers, 50 of them think that I should go this direction, so I'm going to go to this direction. It's basically just, it's not really learning, it's just doing what the most common path is.
So how about we test this out and ask ChatGPT a very, how about a very difficult question? There is no right or wrong.
Yes, a nuanced creative question, which is actually our first activity. This podcast still doesn't have a name, and while you suggested a really good name, and I wish I could have taken, we're still going to use this idea because I think it's very thematic. What we're going to do is together we are going to plan a prompt using all different kinds of manners. We're going to include names. We're going to include, we'll even include Access Framingham, and we'll basically just make a prompt and have it generate a list of AI podcast names, and then we're going to discuss all the names and pick one that we think is best.
Yeah. And you think, even though it's picking from a pool of different ideas and information, you still believe that ChatGPT is not smart?
I don't think that it is intelligent. I think that it's like giving a high grade medical journal to a kid and then saying, go and read this and tell me about this. The kid doesn't actually know what it's reading. It's just reading what you tell it to. It's flipping to the right page and reading you the facts that it learned. It's basically somebody is put in a library with infinite knowledge, and you're asking them, hey, can you tell me about this? The person goes around, reads a few books, and then comes back and is like, okay, this is what the books told me. They don't actually know it. They're just going around getting the information from other sources and then giving it back to you.
No, let me ask you this. You wouldn't say that us humans, when you ask me what's 2 plus 2, I'm looking through my vast knowledge in my brain, picking out the piece where it's like, oh, I remember learning that in first grade.
This is an interesting thing you're proposing. Are you proposing that ChatGPT is a being and the internet and all the human knowledge is its brain?
I'm not saying all that, all right? I'm just saying it kind of similar to how we gather our information and knowledge, we pick from a little pool in our brains that's like, oh, I remember, I know that information. I know there's 7 continents,
I think.
And that comes from a larger pool of, me learning in class, me being told from other people. So it's kind of similar in that way, but I do agree that maybe it's not, it doesn't I don't know, like
I think we need to distinguish here what the difference between smart and intelligent is. Because it might
sure,
have the answer to all the questions you ask,
yeah.
but I don't think it comprehends them in the same way a human can. It does not, because it can't form opinions from those facts. It can tell you all the facts of whatever you ask it, but it's not going to generate a genuine opinion. The opinion, even if it does generate an opinion, it's the opinion of the internet that it, is taken from millions of people. You could say that ChatGPT is technically the culmination of all humans on the internet.
But aren't we a culmination of our ancestors?
I mean, I guess, but
I'm
it's
not
it's
saying we're not individuals or unique in any way. I'm saying that, our personalities are definitely influenced by a variety of outside
yeah.
sources, similar to how ChatGPT's knowledge is influenced by a variety of outside sources.
I agree with that, but you see, there's the distinction. There's a difference between knowledge and understanding.
So you're saying that because I can do the the counting in my brain, the like 2 + 2 = 4.
Well, it's because you understand the deeper idea of 1 + 1 = 2. Because technically, one as a number is just it's something we came up with. Humans came up with numbers. But we understand what that one signifies.
But don't you think that we only understand that because we were taught it? Just how
Yes,
ChatGPT was taught.
I guess, but I guess that makes sense. I feel like ChatGPT could go in the direction that you're claiming, that it could become intelligent, that it could become smart. I don't think it's there yet. I think it needs more time. I think it needs more growth. And honestly, I think to really classify it as an intelligent creature, quote, it would need a body. It would need some form to hold it. It would need a singular, this is its origin, this is where it comes from. Right now, it doesn't really have that. I think it could get there in the future. I don't think it's quite there yet.
All right, how about we get started on
Yeah,
that now?
now let's start the podcast. All right. Now, we got to come up with this prompt. So, easy first prompt. The first part of the prompt is easy. Come up with a list of how many different options do we think we should have?
Best number's 3, but hey,
We want more than that. We want a
so we want to
large
get
pool.
5.
All right, let's go 5. Come up with a list of 5 podcast names. And now we gotta not include, what's the word? The drawing from a pool of words we're gonna do. So, all right, drawing from this pool of words. All right. Now, obviously, first one, Access.
Television.
Yeah, Access TV. Framingham.
Massachusetts.
And let's do that. Massachusetts. Jack.
Maybe your last name as well.
Leo. Let's add your. Yeah, let's do both of those. I'll do mine. And how do you spell your last name?
BOV
POV.
EN
EN.
SCH
SEH.
SC
SCH. My apologies.
UL
What?
UL
Oh, UL. Still going.
TE
TE. Wow. The Schult.
Bovenschuld.
Bolvenschult. That's a cool last name. I once knew a kid whose name was Adzadzoid,
What?
and no one knew how to spell it.
Like what?
Adzadzoid.
Oh, well, shout out at Zedzoy.
Yeah, Manny Adzadzoid. If he ever watches this, hey man, remember me, Jack Spelker? What other? Okay, let's obviously AI, ChatGPT. All right,
Artificial intelligence.
artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence.
And last but not least, podcast.
Podcast, yes. Hold on. Actually, what I'm gonna do is this is another thing. I'm gonna clarify this for the AI because it doesn't actually understand this. It doesn't need to use all the words. Because what I'm thinking is that if we just did it and said drawing from these pool of words, it would think it needed to use as many as possible. So I'm just going to clarify.
So you're saying ChatGPT is dumb?
I'm saying that it will do what it is told, but if it is told something, it's classic programming. You can tell it to, spread peanut butter on the sandwich, but it doesn't know to get the knife, put in the knife in the peanut butter, and then use the knife to spread it on the bread.
I'd argue me and ChatGPT are kind of similar.
Because you don't know how to make a sandwich?
No, I mean, like if my parents told me to go clean the dishes, I'd do it. But I'm not saying I'd use a sponge.
I mean, but that's your choice. You can choose not to use the sponge. You understand that using the sponge would help make the dishes cleaner.
You don't think ChatGPT could do that?
I think that if ChatGPT was a person, and you told it to wash the dishes, it would wash the dishes based on the best tips that everyone around it gives it to wash the dishes.
You don't think we do that?
I guess we do. That's not the best analogy I came up with. I think the reason we're having such a good discussion on this is because it's teetering on the edge. I don't think it's fully what I say or fully what you say yet. I think that it has room for growth. And obviously, we're going to see where that goes. All right, let us do this and see what it comes up with. Wow, it's really working hard. I'm hoping I have internet connection. Oh, here we go. Ooh. These are actually kind of pretty good.
What you got?
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
First one. Framingham frequency. Let's go. Next one. Jack and Leo, AI on air. Well, that makes
that kind of
makes us sound like
we
AI.
gotta give them ratings. Gotta give them ratings.
Yeah, we gotta get the ratings.
That is a fat
yeah.
2 out of 10.
All right, you ready? AccessAI, the Massachusetts Mindcast.
Got too long. AccessAI was pretty good.
Well, we could just take out the Massachusetts Mindcast and just do AccessAI.
AccessAI.
AccessAI is pretty good. Right now, that's top of the list for me.
That's a big boom.
Wait. Which one is it? It's
Ready. Do it with me. Ready? That's a big boom. Is that outdated now?
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry.
These next two are real bad. The Spelker signal and the Blumenschultz bots. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your last name. How do you pronounce it?
The Blumenschultz?
Blumenschultz. Okay, the Blumenschultz and bots. Yeah, not that one. Right now, here's the question. Do we want to do another pool? Because here's my thinking. Right now, AccessAI wins this pool. Let's do one more pool.
Tell her to try again.
Yeah.
But this time with extra effort.
Yeah. So what we do is basically I'd use the same exact prompt. We'll do it again, pick the best one from that pool, and then we'll discuss which of the two.
And say if it fails, we will shut it off until it dies.
Okay, ready? Let us. Ooh. All right. Let's see what it comes up with next. All right. Wait. These are horrible.
Oh.
One of them just basically is AccessAI again. It's literally AccessAI from Framingham to the future. It's the same exact thing. I think
it knows AccessAI is that good.
Yeah. There's another one, Chatcast. I'm gonna say try again. I'm gonna see if it can come up with something original.
Well, tell it to come up with something original.
Okay. Well, here's this. Here's a fresh. Okay. Here. Oh my God. These are all horrible. Yeah, these are all horrible. One is Access Framingham, AI unscripted. Jack, Leo, and the machine. Wait. I think AccessAI is the way to go. What do you think? Thoughts?
Now we discuss, right?
Now we discuss.
Access AI. Pros?
I think it ties in Access Framingham, it ties in AI, and technically, they might want to keep this podcast going after we're gone. So it's good to not include our
We're
name.
going to be gone?
I know, it's sad. It's tragic, really. The ratings will fall. They'll never find, hosts that look as good as us. I mean, but life goes on. It's the way
What can I
things go.
say?
Circle of life and all that. So I think we have a winner with Access AI. What do you think?
What are the cons?
I don't know, honestly. I guess the con. There are not a lot of cons I can think of. I think it's a really great name.
That's for you guys to decide. Am I right?
Yes, right now.
Go comment in the description below.
Yeah. Hold on. How about this? If you watch this and you want to try to change the name of this podcast, if you can send us, what's the Access Framingham email? Is there like a general one? I want to give them.
Just comment in the description below what you guys think.
What we want you to do is use ChatGPT to come up with a name. If you can come up with a name using ChatGPT and put it in the comments, we'll look through them, and then next podcast we'll discuss and see if we want to change the name. But right now, you got to be Access AI, which is pretty good. So you're gonna have to put in some work.
Now look, chat.
Chat. Yeah, chat.
Get it? Cause it's not chat like.
Yes,
it's Chat GPT.
Oh, yes. You're what? No. Here it is. Everyone who watches this, they're part of the algorithm of ChatGPT.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the dead internet theory?
No. Oh, actually, I have. It's that there aren't actually people on the internet. It's like a bunch of bots, right?
Yeah, and they're all communicating with each other.
See, I could see that if that theory came out nowadays, like if it just started, I would be like, I could believe that, or at least like a good.
I don't think so, because social media makes it really believable.
Yeah, well, social media now there are probably tons of bots, but when the theory came out, I don't think was AI even a thing when that theory came out.
I think dead internet theory would have made sense, if there wasn't YouTube or social medias.
Let's ask ChatGPT, when the dead internet theory came out. Dead internet theory happen. The dead internet theory began circulating around 2021. Oh, I thought it was way long. Oh, wait. Although some early rumblings and persecutors of the idea can be traced to online discussions from the late 2010s. So it seems like it kind of started in 2010, but no one really believed it. And then as AI started becoming a thing in 2021, like when it was really starting to take off, it seems like people started gaining credit to that theory.
Yeah.
Let's see. The conspiracy claims that much of the content on the internet is generated by bots, not humans. Since 2016 to 2017, the internet has become increasingly dead, meaning less genuine user content and more AI-generated or manipulated content. See, that I can see. That's definitely happening nowadays. So much of the internet is AI-generated content.
I think a lot of the content on the internet is just mass-produced, so it's you have to have some sort of artificial intelligence.
It's honestly like nowadays to get a start, you have to just pump out as much content as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Like the people who are really winning on the internet are the people who started doing it way before it became as popular as it is.
Yeah.
Like old-fashioned like YouTubers, podcasters, all those people.
But even them, they have to they've been having to adapt and adhere to all of this AI stuff.
Oh no, definitely 100%. But I feel like it's not that they don't have to try as hard. They definitely have to try hard, but they already built their fan base.
Yeah.
If that's what makes sense. So they'll always have people who will watch them, so they don't have to worry about gaining viewers.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because it's hard to gain viewers. It's like working out. Once you build muscle, it's easier to maintain it than build new muscle. That's kind of what it feels like. Yeah. I mean, we all know you're shredded under that thing. You don't need to flex, bro.
I wish.
Nah, come on. All right. Um, but yeah, like what other theories? Do you remember any other theories? Internet theories from back in the
The
day?
game theory. No, but I was just thinking like, cause I was researching on that internet theory, and I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I could have believed it, like,
Mm,
especially in gaming, maybe
yeah.
because gaming, it's like you're not really like seeing anyone's face. You're just kind of talking to like a chat box sometimes, especially like in the past, like when I was a kid playing Little Big Planet or
Mhm.
something. But
Wait, are you saying that the other people who are playing the game are bots? Or are you saying
like just online gaming nowadays,
yeah,
I feel like it's very, at least when you're not playing like, cause like I know in Fortnite, like
yeah.
there's bots in the game, but I don't know. I feel like maybe gaming could be like a little bit dead internet, but like at least social media, I don't see it.
See, I'm the opposite. I think gaming is harder for a bot to do and make it seem like it's not a bot. I think with the internet, especially with how AI can generate images nowadays,
Yeah.
all you need to do to make a fake profile is ask ChatGPT to say, like, generate a picture of a random person, and then just keep generating that random person in different scenarios, and there, boom, you got a profile picture. You got, you can have them put at different locations. You can have them doing different things. You basically can create a false person.
But that's still like you have to go out of your way and like make this whole
Yeah, but
thing.
it's not. It's still a fake account. And then once you have all the pictures, all you need to do is
But
just
that's not.
have it. You know, I mean, I don't really. The only reason you'd really make one of those, I feel like, it would be to scam people. And nowadays, AI scams are getting so much better. Have you? I was telling you yesterday about the video I saw of the fake people. Uh, I'm gonna see if I can pull up that video on my phone to show you. Uh, why is that funny, huh? Let's see. I mean, yeah, there's voice cloning, all kinds of stuff. Let me see if I can. Do you think? Hold on, I'm saying this because I just got an ad on my phone. Do you think that AI is being used in advertisements?
100%.
100, yeah, right?
I saw a post yesterday actually that the new 2K cover with Shy on it, um, like the text is AI, the images in the background are
Wait,
AI.
what?
Yeah,
Hold on.
and like Al Horford is like on there like
This
twice.
is 2K26.
Yeah, so like the cover of it is like almost like primarily AI.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up, and I guess if once we edit this, we'll pull it up. We'll pull it up. Let's see. This one? Oh, yeah. This does kind of look.
Like ready?
Yeah, yeah.
You
Point
see
it out to me. Point it
Oh
out
wait,
to me.
not this cover. Sorry.
Not this cover.
Oh,
Which
looks like
cover?
they might. Oh, here, this one.
This one.
So notice how Al Horford right there in the back,
Yeah.
and now who is this guy right here? The same guy.
Yeah.
And like they're blurred in a
I
way that
yeah.
AI can recognize itself.
Oh, so it's basically just had a. It looks like they just
Yeah,
probably
AI
had
just
them
tattled
generate
on
the
itself.
background.
Yeah, obviously the photo Shy is
Yeah.
probably
Oh no,
real,
that's real. Well, what they do is they take that and like a green
but
screen.
apparently even the text itself is AI.
The
But
2K26.
yeah,
Why would they bother?
that's what I'm saying. It's just out of 20, just out of 6.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would generate generate the letters 2K26. It's not exactly a hard thing to put in. Oh well. But yeah, like AI, I'm a little. It's the fact that it's growing so fast
I agree.
that worries me. Like if it was taking multiple years worth of development to kind of start slowly move forward, I would have been like, this makes sense. It's Have you seen the difference like 2 years ago how it generated humans?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like, do you remember when AI, when they were like, look at what AI can do, and it's like the celebrities eating spaghetti, and it looks
yeah.
horrible. Nowadays, you can't tell.
No, yeah, it's really
There
nice.
was there was this story I've told you. I think I told you about this. This woman, she divorced her husband and lost $400,000 because she got scammed by people who were using AI to generate pictures and videos of Brad Pitt
Oh, I
in the
heard
hospital.
this. I heard this.
Right? Like,
That's insane.
oh my god, that they did everything.
What I think should be a thing, I think AI companies should really invest in their like recognition.
Mhm.
I think, um, especially with schools as well, like you see it all the time with kids in school using AI. And I mean, it's definitely helpful for like quick information
Mhm.
or like, hey, just like make sure my information here is correct, possibly to use.
Mhm.
Like, I think that's helpful, but I really think that there should be like at least these AI companies or a company should go in and like really invest in like the
AI detection.
detection of it. Not
Mhm.
in a way like because we see it all the time, right?
Mhm.
Our professors will be like, hey, don't use AI, you're gonna get caught or whatever. But like, I promise you that like,
Yeah. As long as you don't have it write the entire thing for
but even then, I really think that like I don't know, like they gotta come up with a way to like you know
you. Mhm.
have it be better.
I now here I want to build off that because AI in school in education is like a big thing nowadays.
Yeah.
What do you think is the line? Where's the line where you say it goes from using AI in a productive way for your in uh education to outright blatant cheating?
Blatant cheating is definitely just copy and pasting,
Yeah.
but I do find it cheating, even though like I had friends who like let's say they're writing a paper,
Hmm.
they'll have it write the paper
Hmm.
and then like tweak it, you know?
Okay. See, what when you say tweak it, like how far would you mean?
Like I've had like for instance one of them told me
Hmm.
basically he'll he'll begin writing his paper
Hmm.
and it's almost like like in growing up in school you'd be like, hey teacher, check my paper,
Hmm.
and then like help me write it.
So using it as like a what do you think like
What do
review.
you think? Add it, make it better, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And but like let's say you make it like a paragraph long, so it's just like, okay, now like this is my idea and like I'm trying to write this and I started a bit, help me finish the whole thing.
Okay, so it's basically they start writing it and then they ask ChatGPT to help finish it.
Correct. I've seen that a
All
lot.
right. See, I think that's cheating too. I think if you ask it to do the actual work for you, you're not learning. What I have used AI when I write papers, but what I do is let's say I have like a really long like 10-page thing I need to read.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to sit down in one sitting and read that long if I'm not like fully like invested in the thing, and like even for novels like I usually have to take breaks between because I just can't focus on it for so long. So what I do usually do
Adderall.
I take that. What I usually do is I take it, I put it in GPT and say, you know, slim this down and write it in a more understandable way. And
Yeah.
I have it read it, and then when I write my paper, and then what I do is I basically I use that like ChatGPT, like this is it takes 10 pages and puts it down into 4 pages of more concise. This is kind of what it's telling you, and I use that to help me write. So I still write the paper. I still come up with what I want to say all on my own,
You
but
didn't
I
do the
use
work
it.
in reading though.
No, I read it. It's not like I'm saying, "Hey
You
ChatGPT,
basically
read this and then write the paper for me." What I do is I have it basically say, "This is you write a paper that includes all of the essential information, but write it in a more simple way, so that I can more easily understand what it is I'm reading."
but I argue isn't that like looking up Spark Notes in high school and writing a paper out Spark Notes?
Well, here's the difference. One, reading a book I feel like is different than reading a paper because the paper, like an article paper, is meant to inform you. It's meant to teach you. Reading a book is more about the story. So if you skip reading the story itself, you're missing all the actual important information. If you read like an article, what you're trying to do is you're trying to glean information from that article. So if you're so I have a hard time gleaning that information when it's more complexly worded. So
Yeah.
what I have ChatGPT do is basically, with a lack of a better term, dumb it down for me so I can more easily understand what I'm reading. And then I use that more easily understood writing to help me write my paper of what I'm. So I'm saying like I don't understand it when it's said like this, but when it's said like this, now I understand it and now I know what I need to write.
My argument here is now that because you were not doing the extra work to, dive into the paper, read it, and understand these bigger concepts through the writing rather than.
Well, it's not like I'm taking out the bigger concepts.
No, I'm saying you're diminishing
it-
your ability to. You're not diminishing. I'm sorry.
No.
You're damaging your ability to understand or
Mhm.
because you have a quick access to not read a 10-page research paper or article.
Mhm.
You're gonna be so reliant on ChatGPT that if you ever were to do it again, you'd be like, damn, like how do I do this now? You know what I mean? And that's I feel like there's a lot of arguments.
So what you're
for
saying is
people.
I'm not losing out on the education of what the actual article is telling me. It's on the ability to read articles like that.
Yeah, I think you were losing the
That makes more sense.
ability.
See, that makes more sense. I can understand that. And I feel like that's probably something that's happening more nowadays.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, if it's so hard to understand that people are needing to go to ChatGPT to help them
Mhm.
understand what's being written, maybe we need to start writing in a more simple way for people to understand.
But there's also an argument where it's just like, as a society, don't you think we should be developing to be more like smart or intelligent rather than dumbing things down? You know what I mean?
Yes, I understand what you mean.
Like,
It's,
would
it's
you
the
rather?
it's the classic. You're never gonna have a calculator in your pocket, and now everybody has a calculator in their pocket.
Yeah.
Does that diminish the fact that humans should learn math when they're children? No, we should 100% all learn math throughout school, and if you want to become an accountant, you should 100% go to college for math. It's what I think the point is that just because AI helps make things simpler for people doesn't mean that it is, damaging us. I think it's helping us. And if I don't understand the reading the first time, if I dumb it down and then I'll understand it, and then maybe for the next one I'll be like, I remember this. This
Yeah.
is what this means. It shouldn't be used all the time, and I didn't use it all the time. It was only for if I needed extra help. But you shouldn't not use AI just because you're worried it's going to do all the work for you. But you just have to do it in a way that you make sure you don't diminish the value of the work, even though the load gets lighter.
No, I agree that I think it is too soon to really understand the impact of like the damage it is causing in terms of like the long-term effects and like if people are becoming more negative in terms of their like intelligence rather and being overly reliant on something like AI or you know. But I do think it's a little scary, like
Definitely.
yeah, I think, who's to say our next generation of doctors are going into their mid surgery, they're like looking up tutorials.
Hey, ChatGPT, how do I, operate
Where's
on
the
this
heart?
brain?
Where's the heart?
They take the picture of the brain like, ChatGPT, what is this?
But at the end of the day, I think I agree with you that AI is just a multitude of people. It's information. It's not like it's like spewing new concepts, and that's the biggest fear. It's like, what if one day we as a society become so over reliant, and the next thing you know, AI is spilling information that it came up with, and it's like damaging.
Are you saying that you're worried that eventually ChatGPT will start making up its own answers?
I mean, based off all what we're doing is we want to feed it so much information that it can come up with itself. That's like the whole thing.
What
right?
I'm hearing you say, and I think this is a really great point you're making, is I think we can all agree that right now ChatGPT is only as smart as the human race because it is using the human race's collective, intellect, all the stuff on the internet, which is basically just all the human race. It's using that to teach us. But if we're learning from it, it means that it's a cycle where we're getting dumber and then it gets dumber and then we get dumber and then which is 100% true. So I'm glad you brought up the point about doctors with ChatGPT because I actually remember hearing about this and I was like, oh my God. Because I think that, ChatGPT is a tool like any other. People should be allowed to use it. It's a great tool. I use it all the time. I'm sure you use it all the time. But I feel like there are some places where even though you could use it and it could help, you should not. Like
in Devil's Advocate, you just explained that like you think the whole calculator example you made.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
why
not?
People have the calculator in there, but you'll remember I said I 100% think that people should still learn math on their own. They should not rely on the calculator in their pocket. If I needed a calculator in my pocket to every time I wanted to know what 3 plus 4 is,
Yeah.
then why even bother?
What I'm hearing is you think we should learn how to do math, but to quicken up our speeds so we can just like hurry up the pace.
Mm.
We know how to do math, but
Yeah.
the calculator is useful so that we
Well,
can quicken it up.
Yeah, well, my point is
It's like AI.
there is a difference between me and a mathematician.
Yeah.
So let's do this example, all right? So me and a mathematician, we both, let's say we're both born in the same town. We both go through the same education system. We both learn the same thing in math. I want to be a filmmaker. I want to do art. I want to, make $20,000 a year and be a starving artist. So I go and do film. But the mathematician, he's like, I love math. I want to go and I want to do math for a living. So we both go on separate career paths. Now, what I think is that the mathematician shouldn't need to rely on ChatGPT. He should learn how to do all these complex formulas and stuff. He should learn how to do it because what he's doing is he's learning how to do it. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to be doing. And so if he needs to rely on ChatGPT to do all the math, then he's not really learning how to be a mathematician. He's just a normal person who uses ChatGPT to do his math. I, on the other hand, if I ever needed to do math, I think I'm allowed to use ChatGPT because it's not what I'm, learning. It's not, I stopped at high school math. I don't have any math classes in college. So if I, for some ungodly reason need to do a more complex math equation, I should be allowed to just pull out my phone and do it on ChatGPT just because, it's not as important to me as it is to the mathematician. To me, it's probably just a minor inconvenience in my day. To him, it's his whole, livelihood. He should know how to do what he is, been trained to do. He shouldn't have to rely on ChatGPT to do that. So this brings up the question, do you believe that certain professions, certain majors should have a higher crackdown on ChatGPT use than others? Because I would argue that I have more leniency in using ChatGPT for helping me with my papers than a doctor does. Because the doctor is going to be going out and saving lives and operating on people, and they should be able to do that without any outside influence. For me, these essays I'm writing are very important, and they help teach me a lot, and I learn a lot from them. But I'm not going out into the world to try to write essays. I'm going out in the world to try to make film, to try to produce content and stuff like that. So as long as I'm not writing, as long as I'm not using ChatGPT to do my work for me, I feel like I have more leniency than a doctor would, or a mathematician would, or a biochemist would.
Right. I think something you brought up that's important is the whole aspect of it. You basically said like, if it's not my career, then what's the point, right? Isn't that
not that. That's more general
said,
what I'm saying.
You said
I'm not
like
saying
if it's a minor
it's,
inconvenience, like if it's a
what I'm more saying is that a mathematician will be doing a lot of math.
Yeah.
So they should not need to, every 5 seconds when they're doing math throughout their entire day, they should not have to be only using ChatGPT because they're like, I need to do this equation. Okay, moved on from that. Now I need to do this equation. For me, it's like, the most math I do is like, this is going to cost this much. This is going to cost this much. And my friend's buying this. How much does he owe? Okay, I'm just going to really quickly look up. Okay, I owe him this much.
Yeah.
It's not something that I'm doing. It would be like, for me, if every time I tried to turn on a camera, I was saying, hey, ChatGPT, how do I turn on this camera? It's like, it's the
So what are you saying? You think that we should, because you're a filmmaker, you should be reading a manual?
No, I mean, I think it would be like if I used it every time I tried to turn on the camera. If I use it once, just say, if you had a camera on this table that I've never seen before, I don't know how to use, and I quickly pull up, I look at the specs and go, hey, ChatGPT, how do I, turn on this camera? And I read it, and I'm like, okay, that's how you do it. I should not then, every time I get a new it would be like if I did that every time I saw that camera.
Okay.
It would be like every time I saw a camera, I just go, hey, what is this? How do I do it? And then I just keep doing that. But, it's fine to use it to learn once, but you shouldn't keep relying on it to continually do what you need to do.
You're saying that people shouldn't like.
It should be used to help you learn, not used as a way to do what you're supposed to do for you.
Yeah, not like it's not your bank of knowledge. It's your
Yes.
way of learning.
It is your way of learning. You should then, once you learn that, you should then
Yeah.
internalize that knowledge and be able to use it next time you need to. So,
Yeah.
if I needed to turn on that camera again, I shouldn't go back to ChatGPT and say, hey, how do I turn on this camera? I should go, I remember how to do this because I've now used it. I learned how to use it, and I learned all the specs. I learned what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fine if you need a little help every now and then. That's fine. But you shouldn't be relying on it. It
Yeah.
should be an aid, not a crutch.
Definitely, yeah. I'm so with you on that.
Mhm.
I agree. Like, if you're using ChatGPT to learn,
Mhm.
it's an amazing tool, right? It's the internet if you had like a person,
Yes.
Like, you could talk to the internet. Pretty much.
It's basically what everyone used to try to do on Google, where they
Yeah.
tried to frame the question of like, how does this work when this happens? Now you can just add ChatGPT and it answers in a more human way. It's like
Yeah.
someone went out, Googled all the answers for you, and then was like, okay, I just Googled all the things you were looking for.
Mhm.
This is what it is.
There should be a disclaimer though. I think because like just like the internet, we all know that some sources
Yeah,
aren't
some-
legitimate, and I think there should be like some phrasing like
Mhm.
of people should recognize that AI can be wrong. It's
Definitely.
just like the internet. It's just like people. Nothing is 100%.
Definitely.
Like, but yeah, I think I'm with you on that one.
Now, here's a question for you. If you would, what do you think is one measure you would take to prevent the use of ChatGPT in like educational use or something? Like, what would you do? What would you have ChatGPT do so that people can't use it as much to just copy and paste all their answers?
It's kind of hard, right? Like I've had classes where it's like a professor would like no computers at all, right?
Mhm.
Or like everything is paper and like,
I would not be able to take that class.
Yep, all because they don't want any ChatGPT. And it's like weird because I mean, they went to school with the internet, which is arguably the same thing as ChatGPT, was just like a little more difficult
Yeah.
to maneuver, right? Because you had to find the sources rather than just
Well, they
like-
probably back when, depending on the age of the teacher,
yeah.
internet was not as big. Internet, I don't think we fully grasp the meteoric rise of the internet. Back when it first started, like it could barely be used, and then it was basically like a yoop.
Right.
It just got better so fast. So back then, internet could probably be used, but it was still probably one of those things where like, yeah, you can use it for smaller things, but you still needed to go to the library and get the full textbook to really learn.
Yeah.
Because nowadays,
I feel
every
like it's the same
textbook's
thing, though.
online, everything's online.
Yeah.
No, barely people like I don't think I have once gone to the library and actually had to pick up a book because either all the books aren't at the library and I need to order them
Yeah.
off Amazon, the internet, or the book's online and I can find it online.
Yeah, I feel like every book, a lot of my textbooks for classes are like online textbooks. And then it's just like, it's also like, you can only have it for 4 months. I'm like, what? Why am my professor doing that?
A little bit sidetrack from AI, but this is still kind of relevant. What do you think about the idea that the digital age is the death of paper books? Like, what do you think there's a difference between reading it paperback or reading it just on your phone?
It's ironic you say this because I actually bought a book yesterday, right?
Okay. What book was it?
I'm
gonna judge
not
your
gonna
taste.
say it just
No,
because
no,
I feel really nerdy buying it. So
No, come on. I'm not gonna.
It was a manga.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
we're not gonna go into the depths. But
Fine.
I around this time last year I bought an iPad, a mini iPad, because
like a Kindle iPad.
no mini iPad, an iPad mini.
Oh, I thought that was just a Kindle.
So I bought that because my whole thing is like convenience. I love convenience. I love the ability to just be like, save money and like, yeah, yada yada yada, right? And to get my iPad and like be able to read mangas or comics or any sorts of books that I'd like for like, you know what I mean? And I could just like go online, pirate it, you know what I mean? And it's just way more simple. And I did do that. I did read a lot of books on my iPad. But then when you like actually it's like different, like you physically touch a book, it's way more different than digital. And I think a lot of people are recognizing that, especially like you see it in film with like people
Yes.
wanting to actually film, use film, and like, you know, a lot of people are respecting more like physical art rather than digital art.
Mm.
You know, like I see a lot of people like, oh, you're painting on Photoshop. That's not the same as like a painting on like a canvas. So yeah. As for me, yesterday personally, I went and bought the physical book because I'm like, the art in this is beautiful. I want to really like feel it and like have it in my hands. Like nothing can beats the feeling of opening a page and turning it. Same thing as like going to the movies, right? Nothing beats that
Alright.
feeling. Like yes, you can go to your home, you can set up a nice room to watch a movie, but I think the physical act of doing things has an extra effect that like we are just starting to realize.
See, now here's a question for you. Do you think there's an actual, you have, manga on your phone, manga,
Yeah.
book. Do you think there is an actual difference in your experience in reading it between the two? Or do you just think it's just nostalgia? Because now that people do everything online, now reading with a real book, it's the nostalgia that actually causes the difference. It's the nostalgia of turning the page. It's the nostalgia of actually holding the book.
No,
Do you-
yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, there's definitely downsides, right?
Yeah.
Like when I buy a book, I'm
You
like,
can tear it, you can lose
yeah,
it.
I can tear, I can lose
you
it. I'm like, dang,
library
where do I
fines.
keep it? Where do I
Yeah.
keep it? Like my room is already like packed enough.
Yeah.
Like I don't have the space to put a book here. Why did I buy this? And like my iPad, I'm like, I got 10 books here.
Mhm.
Like, and you don't have to worry about it. But I mean, I'm sure there's like, you know, the heart in maybe it is nostalgia, right? Like you want to keep you want your physical owned, you know, you like because something on the internet can just be taken away from you. You know, you see it all the time.
I disagree. I think I am of this philosophy that once it is on the internet, it is never really off the internet.
But that's why I'm saying it's not yours. It's everyone's.
Yeah.
Something physical is yours.
Well, technically, if you borrow it from the library, it's not yours. You borrow it.
Well, I'm saying I bought the book.
Okay. So you bought it, so it's yours.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
But on my
like,
iPad, who's to say that the app disables and I lose my books?
that's a very good point.
Yeah.
That is a very good point because I guess that makes sense. Like if something goes wrong with your electronics, it's also you could lose battery, you could lose your phone, you could the internet could go down, Wi-Fi could fail. Like there are pros and cons to both, and I think that paper books will prevail far beyond. It won't. It's not one of those things that's going to die out.
Yeah.
Because there will always be a need for actual physical knowledge. All right. Now, that was a fun tangent, wasn't it? This was supposed to be an AI podcast, and we barely used AI. So what do you? I'm gonna let you choose the next. What do you want to do next with the AI? Like, what question do you want to ask it?
Do you love me?
Do you love Leo? Oh, it's thinking hard about this. The tension is palpable. That was.
Oh, my phone.
I don't think there are any like. There's no like tension. Okay. Oh, I think I just might not have internet access right now. So we're gonna talk about something else while we wait for that to load. What manga was it?
Nope. We're
come
not doing
on, you
that.
gotta
We're
tell
not doing
me.
that. We're not doing that.
Is it really that embarrassing? You don't have to be. You don't have to be ashamed. Wow, this entire podcast gets derailed because there's no service back here.
That's what I'm saying. AI.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Like, if you don't, what if you're stuck in a situation where you don't have access?
But aren't you worried about the ethical concerns with the water usage?
What, specifically in Massachusetts?
Like I heard a statistic, like every AI prompt is like a bottle, or like 2 liters of like 2 bottles of Poland Spring.
How so? Explain that.
To cool the systems.
Oh. So each time you use it, you use water.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Well, wow. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I heard
Well,
that.
I mean, it's not like they can't recycle the water, right?
It's still mass usage of water.
Yeah, but it's what? It's evaporating. It's not like they're
Yeah, but then what about the kids in Africa?
See, now you're just trying to come up.
No, that was not what I was trying to do.
Oh, hey, oh.
That's what I was trying to do.
Wow, that was horrible usage of sound effects, Leo, and you should feel, embarrassed and ashamed. All right. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give me a list of interesting podcast topics. And all right, let's see. So I'm going to read you out the list of what we got, and we're going to pick one.
Sure.
Turning points. People share the moment that changed their life forever.
What does that mean?
It means people share a moment that changed their life forever. That's what I just said. Wait, there's more. We're going to decide one of these to do. Unsung heroes highlight everyday people who do extraordinary things. Second chances, stories of redemption, recovery, or reinvention. Letters to my younger self. Guests reflect on life lessons that they'd give their past selves. Behind the mask. Explore the hidden struggles behind public personas. That was the personal human stories category. We also have culture and society. Culture class, navigate where cultures meet, mix, or collide. Modern mythologies, explore urban legends, conspiracy theories, and cultural beliefs. Digital souls, how technology is changing human relationship with identity. Cancel culture chronicles, debates about and stories about public accountability and social backlash. The new normals, examines shifting norms in gender, work, family, and more. Science and curiosity, what if hypothetical science scenarios explored with experts. We don't have any experts, and we're both dumb. The science of everyday, exploring hidden science behind mundane things. Weird nature, strange animal behavior, and bizarre ecosystems. Brain glitches, dive into odd psychological phenomena and cognitive bases. Alien anthropology, what would aliens think if they studied humans today? Wow, hold on, how many? Okay, we got any of them jumping out to you so far? Because we still got 2 categories with a lot more.
You choose, Jack.
No, I'm reading them out. We have to debate which one to choose. We have to talk.
Oh, I want to debate on the prompt.
The prompt?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you not like the prompt? Give me a list of interesting podcast topics. That's the prompt I get.
Too broad.
Okay. Let's narrow it down then. Give me a list of podcast topics. Hold on. If it would let me type. Okay. About what?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna come up with some ideas. About space. Now you choose one.
Time.
Sports.
Love. Sadness.
Sadness. Let's think. Music.
Depression.
That's sadness. Movies.
Misery.
That's depression. TV.
Loss.
That's still kind of depression. Unless you're talking about the TV show.
No.
All right. The ocean.
Movies.
I already said movies.
Oh. Film.
I think film is movies.
Shows.
I said TV.
Shoot.
Or actually, no, wait. There we go.
That's 2 this episode.
Okay, one more. Come on, give me one good one.
Let's think.
You want me to read out what we have so far?
Animals.
Oh, that's a good one. Animals. All right. Here's a list of interesting podcast topics based on your theme: space, time, sports, love, sadness, movies, music, TV, the ocean, and animals. Space. Sounds of space. What space sounds like using sonified data from NASA. Life out there, the hunt for alien life and habitable planets. I'd be interested in talking about aliens. Space disasters, untold stories of near misses and tragedies in space exploration. We don't know any, so we'd have to ask. Colonizing the cosmos, real plans for Mars and the moon and beyond. Black holes and beyond, diving into the weirdest, most mind-bending objects in the universe. Time. Why time flows forward, and what if it doesn't? Real physics meet pop culture time machines. How we perceive time versus how we actually use it. People share moments that they feel like an eternity, and exploring what different generations leave behind for the future. Any of these?
I think we should talk about time. I have some opinions on time.
All right,
Let's talk about time.
Give me an opinion.
So this is my hot take, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I go on a tangent here, or if I'm wrong.
Go on a tangent.
Time.
Yes.
It's gonna sound a little outlandish here, okay?
I'm listening.
So I'm gonna preface it by this.
Okay.
Time. Okay, no. Let me preface it like this. We age, correct?
Yes.
It is not time dictating us aging. It's the cell or our cells are what?
Mm-hmm.
They're being replaced, right?
Yes.
Until it's like
we're shedding.
We're shedding our cells over and over again, and then it gets worse and worse over time.
Yes,
correct?
Yes.
That is
aging.
That's
that is
aging.
The process of aging.
And
your body forgets how to remake itself.
So, and then it's kind of just, I'd simplify as movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when the Earth rotates around the sun,
mm-hmm.
it's moving.
Yes.
And the way we calculate movement is through time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So my argument is that time is just a man-made thing to calculate something, like how math is to calculate distance.
Yeah. Time is a human construct. That's 100%.
So my argument is time isn't really real.
No, I agree with that. Time, I feel like this is something.
There's just the now.
I've been coming up with, because I don't know if I've told you, but I write, so I like writing stories. And one of the stories I wrote had to do with time and the beginning of time. And what I did when I was researching and writing it, and I was coming up with ideas, is I came up with the idea that fundamentally time is decay, because time is the measurement of how things break down. Because as long as time moves forward, everything is breaking down. Because everyone knows, we all have that moment where we realize the universe is going to cease to exist one day, and oh God, the world is going to be engulfed in the sun in 27 billion years. What are we going to do? It's because time is decay. It's because as long as time moves forward, everything is breaking apart until it all returns to nothing.
Yeah.
So I think that you can quantify time as how things break down. Because humans break down, oceans break down, animals break down, mountains break down, everything breaks down.
Why is it so negative?
It's not negative. I personally think that's a beautiful idea.
Because
it means that you cherish time. Because you realize that what time is it's the march toward.
But my argument that there is no time.
What?
There is no time. There's just the now.
Of course, there's now, and then every moment is you breaking down. Every second we sit in this room, we are breaking down.
Then why is my peak in my 20s?
I mean, are you sure? You probably just turned.
My physical peak is in my 20s.
It's because you have to. It's part of the process. It's you go there, and then your body can't keep up anymore. So you reach your peak, and then your body
I'm not
keep
decaying.
trying to go, but your body cannot handle it.
But during that climb, I'm not decaying.
You are.
Am I decaying?
Because you're getting older.
But I'm getting to my peak.
Yeah, your peak is part of it's part of the process.
But that's not decaying.
It's within the decay.
There's-
You are born, and let's both agree.
I'm
on
not
two-
at my peak when I'm a baby.
No. I'm not saying you're at your peak when you're a baby. What I'm trying to say is,
Or in the
when you
womb.
are born, it is inevitable that you are going to die. What happens in between, it doesn't really matter because it is all the moving towards that end point. So you start here, you end here. It doesn't matter if you go peak and then you go back down. It's because no matter which direction you go, you're always going to end up at that end point. You
Why
always
does decay?
start here and you will always end here. And what you do in the middle doesn't really matter because you will always end right there. It doesn't matter how soon it happens, how long it happens, you will always still end there.
It's so sad, dude.
I think
So you're saying what I do in the middle of my time, what I do
No.
between the now and from now until I die doesn't really matter?
no. I think the whole idea is that you have to truly experience that kind of sense of self and that sense of purpose and that sense of contentness with your life is you have to acknowledge the fact that you were born and you will die, and it is what's in the middle that is important. Dying doesn't matter, being born doesn't matter, it's what you do with your time that matters. Because you will always end here, so what you got to do is make the most of that time you have in the middle.
We just established that time isn't real.
I think it's a construct. I think, if time
It's a measurement.
it's a measurement of something. It's a measurement
But
of
what is
the
that
decay.
something?
The decay. It's the way things age.
So what are you how are you dictating this in betweenness if it's technically this in betweenness isn't necessarily real?
See, now we're getting to the point where you could just say technically this isn't real or technically that isn't real. What we have to do is, as humans, because we cannot comprehend beyond, we invented time to comprehend
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Because if we did not use time as that substitute for what it is, we couldn't comprehend it.
Just be anxious the whole
Yeah,
time.
so what we do is we acknowledge time as we can acknowledge time as a construct, but we can also acknowledge that construct is necessary for us to comprehend anything.
So is it beneficial?
Yeah.
Like AI?
Bring it back to AI. I love it. Yes. We'll have to see where it goes, but only time will tell.
And that's it for this episode. Do your thing, Jack.
Yes, I'm Jack Spelker.
I'm Leo Bovenschult.
This was, what was it? It was AccessAI. This was the first episode of AccessAI.
Comment what you think.
Yeah, comment what you think, and if you can get AI to generate a better name for the podcast, let us know, because we will look them over and we will discuss them next time. And if you have any prompts you want us to put through ChatGPT that we can then discuss on our podcast, let us know, because we're always looking for more.
Personally, my pick for the name was Jack GPT.
I like Jack GPT, but I also think AccessAI is more like Jack GPT is what I would use if I was doing a personal podcast. But this is for part of Access Framingham, at Access Framingham on all platforms. So AccessAI, I think, is more thematic for, the people we're doing this for.
Yeah, guys. So hope you guys all enjoyed this conversation between me and Jack. And
see you next time.
Like, follow, share, subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
Follow, subscribe.
Subscribe. All right. Goodbye.